Basically, they have the same allure as Ryan Gosling. Good morning, everyone. My name is Haruma Obellon Oda. I am an independent Mekakure researcher, and I'm here to I'm here to present my findings on Mekakure. Most people call me Obellon. You may call me Obellon for the rest of the lecture. Let me start off by asking a question. Have you ever seen a beautiful lady like this? A character whose eyes were covered by their hair. You see this? No eye to be seen here. When you see these kinds of characters, are you attracted to them? This hairstyle, the hairstyle where it covers one eye, that's attractive. Do you find them attractive? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you do find them attractive, that's what I like to call the Mekakure urge. And I'll be trying to explain it Professor Lando style to all of you today. Now, what is Mekakure? It's a Japanese word. As you can see here, Mekakure is spelled in katakana. Mekakure usually means to have something cover the eyes, whether that be hair or a blindfold, maybe even sunglasses, who knows? But usually it refers to something that covers the eyes. Now, Mekakure today usually refers to characters whose hair covers one or both eyes. Here, I'm gonna draw an example. Sorry, bald-kun, but you're no longer gonna be bald. Let's just erase this eye because the eye is covered. Boom. And let's erase bald-kun's bald head. So as we can see here, this person is Mekakure now because they have hair covering one eye. This can also work by having hair cover both eyes. I'm sorry that the drawing didn't end up too well, but I think you get the point here. The hair hides the eyes, basically. An example of these Mekakure characters are Toka Kirishima from Tokyo Ghoul and Mitsuru Kirijo from Persona 3, right? These are very popular. In fact, these two are my childhood crushes. I grew up on Persona 3 Portable and Tokyo Ghoul also. So this is a secret between us, okay? These two are my childhood crushes. Yay! Other notable Mekakure figures include Rem, Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tail, and a lot of characters from Gacha are also included in this. There are also other definitions of Mekakure, including things like having eye patches and masks cover the eyes instead. For example, Himeno from Chainsaw Man. We see beautiful lady Himeno over here. I also love Himeno. And they have the eye patch cover their eye. And that gives off so much Mekakure vibe. So Himeno is indeed a Mekakure figure. Although not a traditional Mekakure figure like these two, whose hair covers their eyes, I think the eye patch nowadays is commonly accepted as Mekakure. Alright, so we have these four main characters. Other notable examples of Mekakure true eye patches or masks include Kakashi from Naruto, and pretty much any Chunibyo. Usually Rika Takanashi is a great example of this. As long as the Chunibyo wears an eye patch, I think usually they are allowed to be a part of the Mekakure, or at least semi-Mekakure. Other definitions of Mekakure include sunglasses and blindfolds too. So I guess Satoru Gojo might be the most popular Mekakure there is. which I don't think Satoru Gojo has the same vibes as these beautiful ladies. Hold on, let me move Gojo. But does Satoru Gojo really have the same vibes as these beautiful ladies? I don't think so. There's an easy way to describe or answer on whether Gojo Satoru is definitely a Mekakure character, and that's this diagram. I'd like to call this the Satoru Gojo diagram. All Mekakure have covered eyes, but not all covered eyes are Mekakure. All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Do you get it? I hope you understand. I'm really bad at explaining these kinds of things. Also, one thing to note here, this is an eye. And obviously, this brings up the question, how far can we push the definition of Mekakure? Yes, Satoru Gojo's eyes are covered, but I don't think he gives off the essence of Mekakure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be having the Mekakure line. But over here, around my area, is 0%, and over to the other area is 100%. So 0% means 0% Mekakure, and 100% means you're very Mekakure. Now, Satoru Gojo here, although being a technical Mekakure, I would say is only 1% Mekakure. Let's say 1 to 5%. That's Gojo. I want to just demonstrate something for you guys. So Gojo, this Gojo, is 1 to 5% Mekakure. But on the other hand, a younger Gojo is actually higher on the scale. I would say around 10 to 20% is young Gojo, teen Gojo. Now, why does teen Gojo have a higher Mekakure score than regular Gojo? What are the main differences between these two Gojos? I think the biggest difference, excluding those, it's the hair, right? That's the biggest difference between these two Gojos. The hair. This Gojo, older Gojo, has high, pointy hair, while this Gojo has your usual downwards flowing hair. So I think Mekakure usually have downwards going hair. Although this Gojo isn't perfect either because they do have spikes that go upwards. Alright, do you get my explanation? I'm very bad at explaining things like these, so I hope you understand. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Alright, so we've established teen Gojo is more Mekakure than Gojo because his hair flows more downwards. Because adult Gojo's hair flows purely upwards. Now, how do we take this a step further? Well, who looks like Satoru Gojo, but is also doesn't have this amount of spiky hair? Does anyone sound like that Gojo? It's 9S. It's 9S. It's absolutely 9S. 9S over here is like Satoru Gojo, but the hair is down. And also not pointy. This right here, this is a good Mekakure. Although it isn't a traditional Mekakure, it's a great Mekakure. This is at least 40 to 50%. That's the middle point of Mekakure. So if you can beat 9S, then you are a genuine Mekakure. Now, the examples I showed you earlier, I think all of these generally are above 9S. I'd say these are all at the very least 90% Mekakure. Now, I want to show you something. I want to show you what I've found to be the perfect Mekakure. 100% Mekakure. And it's 2B. 2B is the perfect Mekakure. You see, the blindfold here. The blindfold covers both eyes. But if you actually look at the hair of 2B, even without this blindfold, she already has one eye covered by the hairstyle. See, this eye would show up if the blindfold wasn't here, but the other eye would not show up. I think this is the perfect Mekakure. Now, I want to show you a certain goofy guy. Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs. Now, if you look at him right now, he doesn't seem like a Mekakure, right? Dazai, you're definitely not a Mekakure right now. But I want to show you how he can so easily become a Mekakure. Boom, he's already a Mekakure. Isn't that crazy? He's already a Mekakure. This Dazai beats Gojo. Dazai Port Mafia beats Gojo in terms of being Mekakure. Using this Mekakure line, we can clearly define what traits are valuable to being a Mekakure, right? Why is adult Gojo the least Mekakure? Because he has up flowing hair. His hair goes up. Now, if we look at teen Gojo over here, he has downwards flowing hair. And the eyes are covered, obviously. Now, unfortunately, teen Gojo has spiky hair. 9S, on the other hand, is totally down. Port Mafia Dazai over here has all of these traits, right? But what makes him better than 9S? What makes 9S less Mekakure than Dazai? Why is Dazai better? Now, this is a very hard question for me also. Because why is Dazai a better Mekakure than 9S? 9S's hair only goes to here, while Dazai's goes all the way longer. Which I think this... And I think this is also very important, that the hair usually surpasses the nose. Because I think if the hair surpasses the nose, I think that gives you Mekakure points. Because 9S's hair is slightly shorter, I think that gives him a disadvantage. So we will put down LHN for Dazai. Longer hair than the nose. The hair exceeds the nose, you know? This is the perfect Mekakure right here. This is perfection. Alright? Let me spell it out for you. P-R... Perfection. Yeah, no, I never went to school. I don't know why I'm teaching you guys this. I did not go to school at all. I don't know how to read or write. And it said that the eye is the gateway to many things. They are forms of communication. And through them, we can see, you know, the personality, the emotions, yeah? Heart, oh my gosh, they love you. Window, eye equals window. Boom, eye equals window. Mekakure is like curtain of window. Now, no more see through window. No more see what is in the eye. That's Mekakure. Now, why is that appealing? Mekakure characters are hiding things. And that piques the curiosity of the Mekakure lover. Yeah? Just like how Schrodinger's cat became so popular, right? The cat inside the box, you don't know if it's dead, you don't know if it's alive. It's like a question mark. Wait a minute, that's Mario! We don't know what's in the box. But we want to know, right? Happy. That's why Mario hits this thing. Mario hits to see what comes out, whether it's an alive cat, a dead cat, or a coin, or a mushroom, or maybe even a fire flower. You know? That's why Mario hits his head on all of these. It's human nature to learn and seek knowledge, to satisfy curiosity. It is human nature to discover things, right? Why, for example, why does 2B cover their eyes? Don't you want to know? I want to know. I don't know, because I've never played a Nier game, but I do want to know why 2B. Why? Hold on. Like game theory. Yeah, matter of fact, game theory. Why so hot? Yeah, because these characters are so introverted, that's like appeal for introverts, I guess. I think it's likely that the fan base of the Mekakure characters also reflects that. Basically, they have the same allure as Ryan Gosling. If you think about it, that's really it. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that makes sense. So my theory on why Mekakure doesn't have a big fan base is because I think everyone is all of the people who like Mekakure are introverts. Alright. I think all of the people who like Mekakure are introverts, and they don't have any friends. And they don't have anyone to talk to other people with about Mekakure. And that's why, no, I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want to talk about Mekakure. That's why it's so hard to find people who like Mekakure. But if there's one singular thing that you take from this video, less I. Hot, yeah, hot, yeah. Okay, by the way, before the end of this lesson, the lesson ended, but I do want to tease the first wave of the VTuber models I've been working on. I wanted to tease that, okay? So we're gonna look over here. We're gonna look at the teasers of the 4 VTubers I worked on last month. Now, I have been working on plans that they should probably debut around early June. Whatever. Look. Whoa! What is that? Those are cool ears. Whoa! Who is that face? Whoa! That hair is so cool. Oh my gosh. Whoa, who is that? They look awesome. Yeah. Thank you to Professor Lando and Ligma University. I did study I did take a few of their classes way back when, and I also did take inspiration from their curriculum a lot. Did I really post this right after taking the autism test and getting a really high score? Yeah, no, I totally did, didn't I?